Chairwoman Clayton, ma'am, if you could join me at the podium. And Senator Britt, ma'am, if you could just stand for a second. Tuskegee University was founded in part due to the political savvy of Lewis Adams and a state politician. It was their willingness to collaborate on things that were beneficial to the state and local community that in part provided the initial resources and land to start what we today call Mother Tuskegee. Their collaboration and willingness to work together has lasted now for 144 years. Today, we continue to benefit from the political savvy of a modern-day political tycoon, a congressional leader and public servant to her community, Senator Katie Britt. Senator Britt has served her community. She has served her community in every imaginable way, from serving as the Chief of Staff to U.S. Senator Richard Shelby to becoming the first female president and CEO of the Business Council of Alabama, to now serving as the first woman elected to represent Alabama in the United States Senate. Senator Britt. And she does so with courage, intellect, grace, and I believe myself driven and shaped by her faith and her upbringing in Enterprise, Alabama. So she is home. Her actions as a senator tells us that she believes in the power of unleashing human potential. And I don't want you to forget that part. And I'd ask all of my aviation students to stand for a second. I believe they're here with us. These are the actions, these are the results of the service of which I speak. She has consistently championed families, advanced economic opportunity, and upheld the dignity of public service. Beyond her professional accomplishments, the senator is grounded by faith in family. Together with her husband, Wesley Britt, a former All-American and National Football League player, and I just want to stop here for 1 second because he's here. I'd like him to stand. You could stand, please. And before he sits down, I just want to remind you all that there was a different mood here this time last year. And we had to, at the last minute, ask someone to speak to all of our athletes about getting up when someone knocks you down. And that someone who came with very little notification was Wesley Britt. So I want to thank you publicly once again for that. Together, they have built a home anchored in love, purpose, and service. Senator Britt's actions as a friend of Tuskegee is not just talk. She has successfully launched the successful aviation science program in our college engineering as a result of her support. Ma'am, your instrumental support and $6.7 million is transforming the future of flight education and honoring the proud legacy of the Tuskegee Airmen. If I could tell you one more quick story. There was a question about the Tuskegee Airmen and what history books they would be in with the United States Air Force. I was on a treadmill doing my best. And while I was not going very fast and it was not dangerous for me to stop, given the speed that I was doing, my phone rang. The person on the other end was Senator Britt. She wanted to know what she could do to make sure the legacy of the Tuskegee Airmen continued to be in history books, just as we all know it should be. And ma'am, I want you to know literally that young Tuskegee men and women are in the skies, again, over Moulton Field due in large part to your work and the resulting resources. Mother Tuskegee remains grateful for your actions. In pride and gratitude for your extraordinary contributions to public service, your lifelong commitment to Alabama's people, and your embodiment of Tuskegee University's enduring value of leadership, integrity, excellence, it is my profound honor, on behalf of the authority vested in me by the Tuskegee University Board of Trustees, to confer upon you the honorary degree, Doctorate of Laws, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. And in token thereof, as we come forward, we would like to award you this diploma. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming to the podium our senator, a friend of Tuskegee, Senator Katie Britt.
Wow. Whew. I was going to start with a good morning. I am blown away. Dr. Brown, Board of Trustees, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be your partner, and thank you for this incredibly high honor at such a special occasion. And to all of you, what a privilege it is to be with you today, and happy homecoming, right? Oh man. Look, I know this past week has had such a special meaning to so many, to students, to faculty, to alumni, to Board of Trustees. This has been an opportunity to look at history, to celebrate traditions, and to recommit to moving Tuskegee forward. I know that you recognize what I do, and that is that Tuskegee is truly a special place, not just because of the things that I just mentioned, but because of you. And it's not just that way in this community or our state, but this institution, this community, and its students have changed the world. It's fitting for this week's theme to be Tuskegee's Renaissance era, appreciating rich history, but recommitting and looking forward, renewal, innovation, transformation that will come. The history and legacy here in Tuskegee is evident. You can feel it when you drive onto campus. Right? So when I was traveling the state campaigning, I came here, and it was undeniable what I felt when I met with students, met with faculty, and met with the administration here at Tuskegee. It's one of the reasons that I made a commitment that day to always be your partner, because I believe you don't just represent the future, you all represent the now. I know it's not lost on any of you that you walk through history each and every day. You, students, walk in the footsteps of giants. But I believe that you are making history yourself. If you look back over this institution's legacy, from the founding of Booker T. Washington in 1881 to the foundation laid by George Washington Carver. You've heard Dr. Brown mention it, but I am from Enterprise, Alabama, the Wiregrass, where peanuts, oh, I love it, we've got some Wiregrass people. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Where his vision, his intellect, his research changed what was possible for the people there. And not just in the Wiregrass, but across the globe, the way that we approach agriculture, rotation of crops, what we do with them, and that starts here. And that is why I was proud to champion the 1890 program, making sure that it was reinstated, funded, and as long as I am your United States Senator, it will commit that it will continue to be funded. Got you. The incredible standards that you all set are evident in Dr. Brown, your first alumnus serving as the president. The work that he's doing, the energy you feel here on campus. This is the only college, university in the nation to be designated as a National Historic Site by the U.S. Congress. As a proud member myself of the HBCU caucus in the United States Senate, I not only remind my colleagues that we have more HBCUs than any other place in the nation, but that we have the best. Tuskegee is the only HBCU fully accredited college of veterinary and medicine, and the only one to offer a doctoral degree. This institution was the first nursing baccalaureate program in the state of Alabama and the oldest in the nation. This institution was the first producer of an African-American aerospace science engineer in this country and has produced more Black general officers in the military than any other institution, and that is including our service academies. So y'all, these are just a few ways that Tuskegee inspires its students to greatness and that Tuskegee fulfills her mission of addressing the most complex issues in front of us. And look, I've gotten to see that firsthand. So one day I was reading through my clips and I saw about Dr. Zachary White. I read about him, and many of you know exactly who I am talking about. A graduate of Ramsey High School, and I know we've got some more in here, right? Yeah? Graduate here of Tuskegee and a BS in biology. Then went on to UAB where he got his master's in biomedical health science. I mean, I'm exhausted already. And then he goes on to South Alabama where he gets his medical degree, and now he is the chief resident physician at Stanford University. So when I saw that this young man had been selected as one of the 15 White House Fellows, and by the way, guys, that is unbelievable. It's a program that was created by LBJ, and it is to mentor and elevate the best and brightest for politics, for leadership, and service. He was one of those 15 selected. I wrote him a note, and in typical Tuskegee fashion, he followed up. Dr. White called. Dr. White said, I want to come over to the Senate. We spent the day together. He spent time with my team. We talked about healthcare. We changed questions, answers, how things were working, how they weren't. And let me tell you, I believe in the future of this nation because of people like Dr. Zachary White. More inspired by students, maybe in this room, Isaiah Hand and Kimbria Parker, the first certified pilot in 80 years, and then the first woman pilot to ever graduate from the program. Look, I want to rewind and tell you why I am so passionate about this work and it being done on this campus. Knowing the legacy of the Tuskegee Airmen, those men and the men and women that supported them and served alongside them to face the unthinkable, to put their lives on the line to fight for a country that would not fight for them. They were denied the basic rights guaranteed by our Constitution. They faced daily discrimination not only in their communities, but in the very military in which they served. But yet those men stared down the darkest demons of humanity. It was their brilliance, their fortitude to conquer what was in front of them that not only saved people an ocean and a continent away, but I believe that their example was a catalyst to save the soul of this country. And so that is why, when I learned that the history had been removed from the U.S. Air Force training curriculum, I immediately called for and demanded that this proud and courageous history and heritage be reinstated. Thank you, Dr. Brown. And we got it done. It is also why I was proud to be able to secure the seed money, the $6.7 million that was needed to restart this program here on this campus. And it is why I have committed and secured, working to get it across the finish line right now, an additional $5 million for this program. And guys, it's because of you. All of you sitting right here in the middle. I believe in you. I believe in what is possible. And I know that this program in particular is going to not only address a very real need that our nation has, but I know that every new pilot that gets to train on Moulton Field will make not only our skies safer, but the future of flight stronger. So thank you for what you do, and thank you for making sure that the tremendous legacy of the men and women of the Tuskegee Airmen and all of those who made everything happen, who faced the unthinkable, thank you for making sure it carries on. When you are looking at this institution, starting with 30 people, now at over 3,300, I think the highest in 10 years, right? You've got 60 degree programs, 16 master's programs, 5 doctoral programs. I mean, unbelievable. You look at where we are with a new aviation science degree. I want you to know it is an honor to work alongside you and each and every member of this faculty as we pursue the R2 Research Institute. And I will stand with you every step of the way. And lastly, as I wrap up, look, when I am in DC representing our great state, it is not only an honor to remember the legacy of the amazing men and women who came before us, but it is also facing the ugly parts of our history and celebrating those who lead us through it. And facing the challenges in front of us, shoulder to shoulder with you. Because together is how I believe that we continue to elevate the mission of this incredible institution. And as we elevate you, I want to be honest. Guys, look, my husband said it to you when he came and visited with so many students, but one thing I can guarantee you is that the world will knock you down. It happens. And what you have to do, and what we need you to do, is to stand back up. Because as the first female elected in the state of Alabama to serve in the United States Senate, I am well aware that the world does place limitations on us. And if I stood up here and told you anything different, I wouldn't be being honest with you. But what I have found in life, that it is the ones that we place on ourselves that do the most damage. So believe in what is possible. Know that these men and women are pushing you to stretch to your limit because they know that God has a purpose and a plan for you. And everyone's skills and gifts and talents that the Lord has given you are different. But it is incumbent upon you to use them to continue to build off of the incredible legacy that we have here and contribute to the continued success of this incredible institution. It is an honor to be here with you all today. It is an honor to have gotten this doctorate and to officially be part of the Tuskegee family. God bless.